Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back to our English class. I hope everybody is doing well. And of course, I hope also that everyone is all ready for our session this evening. Now, this evening, we are going to continue with the remaining um, McDonald's vocabulary. Yesterday, started talking about vocabulary that pertains to McDonald's. So here, as expected, all throughout the different sessions or different classes, you are going to learn 25 essential words about the world's most famous fast food restaurant, the McDonald's. Excuse me. So here, you are expected to do that. Yesterday we started, or last meeting we started with the first set of words or terms for McDonald's. So we talked about, let's see what we've talked about. Okay, so let's do a review before we continue with another set of terms. let me ju- Let me just zoom it in so that you can see. Okay. So yesterday we started with apple pie. Now again, apple pie is defined as a warm, crispy pastry filled with sweet cinnamon apple filling, which is a delicious dessert. So you will eat this after you've eaten maybe the chicken, the pepper steak, or any main food that would fill out or fill in your stomach. So this is a delicious dessert. Now we move on to the next one. We have, okay, this is Big Mac. Big Mac is the iconic double-decker burger with special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, and onions on a sesame bun. So that is Big Mac. So here we've noticed, or we've learned that this burger is so famous that it has its own jingle and is used by economists to measure the value of money around the world. Because again, McDonald's, as one of the most famous or one of the largest fast food chain in the world, of course, it has a lot of branches all over different countries. And of course, the same menu is given or is provided um, for all of its branches. So, yes, this is the Big Mac. Next, we move on to the breakfast. So, what is a breakfast? This is the first meal of the day, usually eaten in the morning. So, when it comes to McDonald's, in terms of McDonald's, they serve breakfast until 10:30 a.m. Okay, so that is breakfast. So the breakfast menu is, it's plenty. There are plenty of options that you can choose for the breakfast menu. One of which is my favorite, which is the pancake. I like the pancakes. Now, when it comes to breakfast, also, of course, limited time only because at 10:30 a.m., the restaurant undergoes a complete set of changes to switch from morning items to the lunch menu. So, all the things that were used for cooking the different breakfast menu at the time are cleaned, of course, and the ingredients are swapped in a matter of minutes. So, of course, when it comes to breakfast menu, sticks. It will stay true to its name that it's only provided in the morning. Okay. Next, we have the okay cheeseburger. Now, what is a cheeseburger again? A cheeseburger is a classic beef patty with melted cheese, pickles, onions, ketchup, and mustard on a bun. So that is a cheeseburger. Now, when it comes to cheeseburger, it has plenty or specific ingredients. Every single item in that list has a job. We have what we call the pickles. Let's start with melted cheese. Well, it was mentioned here, melted cheese. Of course, the melted cheese, it acts more of like a glue that holds the patty to the pan because it's kind of sticky and it will hold that one. Okay, next we have the pickles and onions. Pickles and onions. Now, for these two ingredients, they provide a crunch and acidity to cut through the richness of the meat. So it will enhance the overall cheeseburger experience. Next, we have the ketchup and the mustard. Okay, we have the ketchup and mustard. So these ingredients, they provide a signature tangy flavor that children and adults love. And of course, the bun itself, which is, of course, it will, a burger will not be a burger without the bun. Okay. Next, we move on to chicken nuggets. Now, chicken nuggets are bite-sized pieces of breaded chicken served with delicious dipping sauces. So that is chicken nuggets. So yeah, when it comes to chicken nuggets, they are more than just a snack because they look like a snack. They are, let's say, a masterpiece of food technology and a core part of the speedy service system that we have been learning. So by looking at how these bite-sized pieces of breaded chicken are made and sold, we can learn a lot about how a global business maintains quality and handles massive numbers of customers every single day. Now, if we look at our definition, chicken nuggets are bite sized pieces of breaded chicken and served with delicious dipping sauces. Sauces, meaning there are options for your dipping because of course we have different preferences and that's good. It's very convenient and it's very accommodating in a way that there are plenty of options that we can choose to dip our chicken nuggets. Okay, now next we have Coke. Okay, Coke. What is Coke? Coca-Cola, the world's most famous soft drink served ice cold at McDonald's. So of course you cannot eat something without having a drink as a side, right? So of course there's always a drink. A meal is not a meal without its drink. Now, one of the many plenty options of drinks that McDonald's offer is Coca-Cola. Aside from that, we have Sprite, we have pineapple juice, we also have plain water. The plain water is free, and etc. So those are beverages that they offer in their in their restaurant. Okay, so again, this is Coca-Cola. It's the most popular soft drink. Okay, next we move on to the counter. So the counter is the long desk where you place your order with staff and pick up your food when it's ready. So that is the counter. So it's not about the food. Counter is not a food. So we're looking here at the person itself or like one of the systems of how this particular fast food chain is succeeding. So as you can see here, it is a long desk where you place your order with staff and pick up your food when it's ready. So while it may look like simple piece of system or furniture, the counter is actually a high pressure interface. You know, there's a sophisticated boundary between the customer's expectations and the kitchen's execution of their expectations. So when you step up to the counter, you're entering a zone of high speed communication. This is where the front house team operates, and it's the primary stage for what we call the moment of truth in hospitality. So here, of course, we must talk them out because you are going to say your order. Know what are the different orders that you come up with, and then pay the amount, and of course, say thank you. You know, greetings, etc. And then next we have. Okay, I think this is the last one. All right. So this is the last one that we've discussed last meeting. We have the cup. Very simple. Still not a food. It is an item. We have here as defined a cup is a paper or plastic container for holding your drink. It comes in small, medium, and large sizes. So here, um, it is more of like part of the inventory because of course, they're going to see the functional use of the cup, and it is really critical to the efficiency of the entire entire restaurant system. So the cup is the primary vessel for delivering our world famous beverages, such as our ice cold Coke, to the customer. So in high volume restaurant, the cup must be durable. It must be easy to stack, and of course, it must be designed for speed. So McDonald's uses two main types of cups: paper and plastic. Paper cups are typically used for hot beverages like coffee or for standard cold drinks in many regions, while clear plastic cups are often reserved for specialty items like McCafe iced coffees or frappes. This physical distinction helps the crew member quickly identify which drink is which during a busy rush, which, of course, as much as possible, prevents errors before they reach the customer. Okay, so that is cup. So those are the different words or terms that we've discussed last meeting. Again, we have the apple pie. Next is the Big Mac, breakfast, cheeseburger, chicken nuggets, Coke, counter, and cup. So there were eight terms in total, or there are eight terms in total. So we started the McDonald's vocabulary learning sessions with eight terms. So in this evening, let's see how many we can do. There are still plenty. There are still 17 words left for discussion. So yeah, let's immediately start, or maybe let me just check quickly my presentation if it's working or if you can see it well, and of course my audio as well. Okay, all good. The presentation is all good as well as the audio. But before that, let me just excuse myself for a moment. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. I have a cold, so I have to excuse myself for a moment. Anyway, again, we are going to start with another set of terms for McDonald's vocabulary. So I hope everybody is ready. I think. Let me just check on the stream. So again, everyone, as I always reminded class, you can always use our chat box for any kind of responses. I am very open to that. I would be very happy if you will interact with me all throughout my discussion. No, any kind of responses, may it be a question, maybe an answer to my question, or simply a comment. I will definitely acknowledge any kind of responses that you will be sending to me, and I will be constantly checking the chat box so that I can acknowledge your comment. Okay? Again, if you want, I will be encouraging you also to please comment your answers or comment your questions, especially questions. I would like you to really not be shy in commenting about the questions, because I would be glad to answer any kind of questions that you will be having from my discussion, so that I know that everything is clear in your end. Okay? All right. Okay. So before we start with the first term, let's do a quick breathing exercise. On my cue, inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Okay. Okay. All good. Let's start. The first term is drinking. Okay. Again, it is drinking. Now, as definition, drinking is the act of consuming liquids like water, Coke, juice, or coffee through your mouth. So here we're looking at a foundational human activity that powers the entire beverage industry, from the morning coffee that you are having to the late night soda craving, and that is drinking. Okay? While this is a natural biological need, of course, um we drink any kind of beverages because we need it. We're thirsty for it. It's basic necessity. Within the world of McDonald's, however, it is carefully managed experience that combines sensor satisfaction with high-speed service. In what way? To understand the science of drinking at a global scale, of course, we must look at the tools we use to facilitate it. Every day, millions of people visit the Golden Arches or Macas to quench their thirst. Whether they're looking for a refreshing ice cold Coke or hot energizing cup of coffee, the process is designed to be seamless. Usually, this hot size, hot energizing cup of coffee, you usually see it. Usually you see people drinking it during breakfast. They pair it with any kind of breakfast menu or breakfast food, say for example pancakes, no? So that's that. But of course, um, this hot coffee or any or hot drink in general, it's not only offered at breakfast. It's offered every time. Okay, so um it's not a limited edition, let's say, of a menu. So anyway, continuing, so the act of drinking is supported by a complete set of specialized items. Of course, we have the cup itself, the lid, and the straw, and of course what's inside the beverage itself. So each of these elements must work together to ensure that the liquid reaches the customer safely and at the perfect temperature. In our previous session, we discussed the importance of the cup, right? So it is the primary container that makes drinking on the go possible. But let's look closer at the mechanics of the act. For cold drinks like Coke or Sprite, the use of straw is standard. The straw is not just a convenience, it is a tool that allows a customer to drink while keeping their eyes on the road or their hands on a book. McDonald's even uses a specifically engineered straw and a wider diameter. So this design choice is intentional. It allows a larger volume of the cold liquid to hit the palate at once, which of course enhances the flavor profile of the soda. However, the act of drinking changes completely when we move to the morning hours and the breakfast menu. When a customer is drinking a hot McCafe coffee, they usually do not use a straw. Instead, they use a specialized sippy lid. This lid is designed with a small opening that allows the customer to sip the hot liquid slowly, which of course protecting their mouth from high temperatures while still allowing them to enjoy the aroma. And this is a vital service in the world of hospitality. No, they provide the right tool for the right beverage just to ensure customer safety and satisfaction. For you as a learner, the vocabulary surrounding drinking is essential for daily life and professional service. You must be able to distinguish between different types of consumption. For example, a sip is a small amount of liquid, often taken to test temperature or taste. A gulp is a large amount of liquid swallowed quickly. In a professional service script, you might ask a customer, would you like a drink with your meal? Or is your coffee at the right temperature for drinking? Now, these questions show that you care about the customer's experience. Now, aside from that, we also have to consider the logistics of thirst in a busy environment. The demand for cold drinks can be overwhelming. The kitchen team must ensure that the ice machines are constantly producing and that the beverage lines are chilled. So, if a customer is drinking a soda that is warm or flat, meaning it has lost its carbonation, the experience is ruined. So, the goal of the restaurant is to make the act of drinking so enjoyable and consistent that the customer wants to return. To think about the context of drinking in a global brand, it is often a social act. Friends, they sit together in the dining area. They drink milkshakes and they share stories. Families gather over breakfast. They drink orange juice while planning their day. Even in the drive-through, the act of drinking provides a moment of relief for a tired driver. It is universal, human need that McDonald's has turned into a highly efficient world-class system. So, yes, the act of drinking also relates to our value meal system. Most customers do not just buy a burger, they buy a complete set that includes a side and a drink. And that is because the flavors of a salty fry or a savory Big Mac are perfectly balanced by a sweet, carbonated beverage. So the acidity and the bubbles in a Coke help to clean the palate between bites of food. This is the secret of food and beverage pairing that keeps the industry moving. So as we move forward, I want you to visualize the entire drinking system from the moment the water is filtered to the moment the customer takes that first refreshing sip through a straw. Every step in between, the chilling, the mixing of the syrup, the snapping of the lid, it is a professional task that requires attention to detail. In our next session, we'll try to really understand more about this. But anyway, this is our first word. We have drinking. Okay. Next, we move on to drive through. Now, drive through as definition here, or as defined here, we have order from your car, pay at a window, and get your food without leaving the vehicle. So that is a drive through. Um, it is um, it is mostly to the casual observer, of course. It looks like a simple line of cars. But for us as professionals, it is a complex data driven pipeline designed for maximum efficiency and precision. So the drive-through is the engine room of a modern McDonald's restaurant, often accounting for the more than 70% of a store's total sales. And because of this high volume, every single second counts here. So the process begins at a menu board where the customer encounters an order taker, and then this crew member wears a specialized headset and must be a master of multitasking. They're often taking an order from a car at the speaker while simultaneously processing a payment for a different car at the first window. This requires incredible mental focus and clear, concise English communication skills. So, communication at the speaker is the first critical touch point. Because the customer and the worker cannot see each other, the language used must be extremely direct. You will hear professional scripts such as "Welcome to McDonald's. Will you be using the mobile app today?" Or "I have one Big Mac meal and a large Coke." Is that correct? So accuracy at this stage is vital. If the order is entered incorrectly at the speaker, it causes a bottleneck farther down the line, slowing down every car behind it. So in the world of high-speed service, a mistake at the beginning of the pipeline is a disaster for the final delivery. Now, once the order is placed, the customer moves into the production pipeline. As the car rolls forward, the kitchen team is already springing into action. The grill team drops fresh beef for the burgers, and the fry station ensures a fresh batch of French fries. Of course, it should be ready to go. This just-in-time manufacturing approach ensures that the food is as fresh as possible when it reaches the window. And of course, to manage this, the restaurant uses a sophisticated timer system. A digital clock starts the moment a car pulls up the speaker and doesn't stop until the car leaves the final window. Managers monitor these service times in real time on large screens, pushing the team to keep the average time under 90 seconds per car. Okay? So, yeah, that is a drive through. No, it represents the ultimate challenge in different ways. Okay? All right. Next, we move on to the third term. We have the eat in. Now, this means sit down inside a restaurant and eat your meal there at a table with a tray. So that is eat in. Basically, you consume your meal inside the McDonald's. So yeah, the eat-in journey begins at the counter, the long desk where the transaction takes place. When a customer reaches the front of the line, the crew member must immediately identify their service preference. You will hear the standard professional script, will that be here for, or will that be for here or to go? Take in, take out. So if the customer chooses to eat in, the internal logic of the restaurant changes. Instead of reaching for a paper bag, the worker prepares a plastic tray. This tray is a vital tool. It must be clean, dry, and lined with a fresh paper placemat that often features the current menu or promotional items of McDonald's. So once the order is placed, perhaps a classic Big Mac, a large Coke, and a side of golden French fries. Once those orders are placed, the customer moves to the dining area. This space is designed to be a lively and welcoming environment for families, workers on their lunch break, and, of course, students alike. Unlike the drive through, where the interaction is over in seconds, the eat in customer stays in our environment for 20 to 30 minutes. This means that our standard for quality, service, and cleanliness, or QSC, must be maintained constantly. A crew member, often referred to as lobby attendant or guest experience lead, is dedicated to walking through the space to ensure the tables are wiped, floors are swept, and the trash bins are not overflowing. So yeah, the eat-in experience also provides the best opportunity for customers to enjoy our specialty items at their peak quality. For example, a McMuffin or a tray of chicken nuggets is best consumed immediately while they are still at their target serving temperature. When a customer eats inside, they also have easy access to the condiment station. This is where they can find extra napkins, extra straws, packets of ketchup. And managing the station is a key part of the eat-in logistics. If a customer has to walk back to the counter because the ketchup dispenser is empty, it disrupts their experience and slows down the ordering line for others. Okay? That is eat in. So, of course, as a learner, the eat in area is a rich environment for practicing social English. You might hear a family discussing their plans for the day or a group of friends sharing a Sunday dessert. As a professional, your language in this area should be focused on hospitality. You might approach a table and ask, is everything tasting okay for you today? Or may I clear the tray for you? So these small interactions are what create golden moments for our guests and build brand loyalty. It is about more than just delivering food, it is about managing a space where people feel comfortable and valued. Okay. Now, of course, can you hear me? Let me just check for a moment. Okay, all good. So, in the modern, hello, okay. In the modern restaurant, the eat-in area has integrated with self-service technology. Many customers now use digital kiosks to place their orders and then take a table tent with a number on it. This allows a crew to bring the food directly to their table. This table service model bridges the gap between fast food and traditional dining, making the eat-in experience feel more premium. It requires the runner to have great special awareness and a friendly demeanor as they navigate the busy dining room to find the correct customer. So you can think about the global consistency of this experience, whether you are in a quiet brunch during a slow afternoon or in a major city center during the breakfast rush. The eat-in area remains a sanctuary of consistency. The chairs are designed for comfort but also for durability. The lighting is bright and energetic, and of course, the music is kept at a level that allows for easy conversation And by understanding the systems that keep this area running, from the transportation to the table wiping schedule, you are learning how to manage a high traffic public space with professional excellence. So every item on your list contributes to a successful eat in visit. The ice in the drink must stay cold until the meal is finished. The mac chicken must be wrapped neatly so it doesn't fall apart on the tray. The mac cafe coffee must be served at the perfect temperature for sipping while reading the news. So the dining room is the stage where the speedy service system meets humans' hospitality. Okay? So that is eat in. All right. Next term, we have eating. Okay, very simple word. We have here as defined, eating is defined as the act of putting food in your mouth, chewing and swallowing it to enjoy the taste. That is eating. Okay, so we have to look here, and if we try to understand the logistics of eating, we, of course, we have to look at how we prepare our customers for success, whether they choose to eat in or use the drive through or eat out, the goal is to make the act of consumption as enjoyable and convenient as possible. So, this starts with the physical layout of the food. When a customer sits down in the dining area, they are interacting with a complete set of tools designed for the job. They have their tray, their napkins, and their condiments like ketchup to enhance the flavor of their french fries. So the science of eating at McDonald's is actually quite fascinating. You can think about the Big Mac. It is engineered to be a multi-sensory experience. So the crunch of the fresh onions, the creaminess of the special sauce, and the warmth of the two beef patties all hit the palate at once. The middle club bun is not just for the height, it acts as a structural stabilizer that prevents the burger from falling apart while you are eating it. So, this ensures that every bite is consistent from the first to the last, and this level of eating ergonomics is a hallmark of global food service standards. For of course, our learners, the vocabulary of eating provides a great way to experience descriptive adjectives or good compliments. You aren't just putting food in your mouth, you're experiencing textures and temperatures. Is the mac chicken crispy, is the apple pie warm, is the mac muffin savory. So of course in a professional script, the crew might ask a customer, how was your meal today? Are you enjoying the new chicken nuggets? Etc. So these questions are part of a vital service that monitors customer satisfaction in a real time. Now, aside from that, we also need to consider the environment where the eating takes place. In a busy environment, the dining room must be kept a comfortable temperature and noise level. If the restaurant is too loud for the table or the tables are dirty, the act of eating becomes stressful rather than enjoyable. So the crew members responsible for the lobby have a professional service duty to ensure the environment is lively but organized. And of course, this includes the self-service stations where customers can find extra napkins or disposal bins of their waste. Now, eating habits also change based on the time of the day. During the breakfast rush, eating is often functional and fast. Customers are eating on the go, perhaps taking a quick bite of a harsh brown, hash brown while walking to the office or drinking their coffee through a sippy lead. In the evening, eating becomes more social. You see groups of friends sharing a large order of fries or families celebrating a small victory with a Sunday dessert. So the restaurant must adapt to its service style to match these different eating behaviors. Okay, so that is eating. Now, so far, what are the words or terms we've discussed? We have, let's start with the, okay, this one. We have the drinking, drive through, eat in, and eating. So let's have a quick break of 5 minutes. We are going to be back by 6:40 p.m. Okay? Take a break, eat your snack, drink your water, do a biological break, and please be back by 6:40 p.m. Thank you. Okay, hello everyone. I'm back and we are back. It's already 6:40 p.m. I hope everybody is already there back and ready to continue with the remaining with the other terms that we are going to discuss this evening. Before that, let's do a quick breathing exercise just to see if you are really um all ready. We have on my cue, inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Okay. I am looking at the, thank you. I am looking at the chat box. Again, reminder before I continue with the other terms for McDonald's vocabulary, please try to share your any kind of comment or responses that you will be sharing to everybody. I am constantly checking the comment section, okay? So that I can acknowledge any comment that you will be giving. Okay, let's shall move on to the next term. Okay, now we're back with food. So the term is French fries. As definition of French fries, we have golden crispy salted potato sticks, the most popular side dish at McDonald's. So here, French fries, while they may seem like a simple snack, the preparation, the holding, and serving of these fries involve a rigorous set of professional standards that ensure every single fry meets the global quality expectations of the brand. To understand the life cycle of the French fry, we must start, of course, with the science of the potato. McDonald's uses specific varieties of potatoes that are high in starch and low in sugar, which helps achieve that perfect golden color without burning. In the kitchen, the process is a masterclass in timing and temperature control. The fries are cooked in a high quality oil blend at a very specific temperature to ensure they are crispy on the outside while remaining fluffy on the inside. This is not a task left to chance. It is managed by automated timers that alert the crew exactly when the basket must be lifted from the oil. So, yeah, the fry station here is often the heartbeat of the kitchen. The crew member assigned to this station has a vital responsibility. They must monitor the levels of salt and ensure that fries are never served after they have exceeded their holding time. So at McDonald's, fries have a very short shelf life once they're cooked, usually only 7 minutes, to ensure that every customer receives them at peak of their freshness. If a fry stays too long, it becomes cold and loses its signature crunch, which fails to meet the professional standard of the restaurant. So yeah, the act of eating these fries is also part of later sensory experience. Most customers do not eat fries in isolation. They are usually part of a complete set that includes a Big Mac or chicken nuggets. The saltiness of the fry is designed to complement the savory flavors of the meat and the sweetness of an ice cold Coke. Okay? So, aside from that, of course, French fries, it has its own condiments. You must also talk about the importance of condiments. No order of French fries is truly complete without ketchup. The small red packets of the self service dispensers provide the acidity and sweetness that many people feel is necessary for the perfect fry experience. Part of your professional duty when working the drive through or packaging a takeaway order is to ensure that a sufficient number of ketchup packets are included in the bag. A customer who reaches their destination only to find they have no ketchup for their fries is a customer who has received an incomplete service. Packaging also plays a role in the quality of the product. The iconic red fry cartoon is designed with an open top to allow steam to escape. If the fries were placed in a closed container, that steam would turn the crispy exterior soft and soggy. So that is why when you're preparing a takeaway order, you must place the fries upright in the bag and ensure they are not crushed by heavier items like Big Mac or multiple cups of soda. So it is the small details of care that define a world-class service operation. Okay? All right. Next, we move on to, okay, ice. Now, ice here is defined as frozen water cubes added to cold drinks to keep them refreshing and cool. So that is ice. While it may seem like a simple addition, because of course ice is not a menu or an order itself, the management of ice is a specialized task that affects the quality, the temperature, and even the flavor of every cold beverage that we serve. If a high volume, um, in a high volume restaurant, the production of ice is a continuous industrial process. Every store is equipped with a high capacity ice machine that must run 24 hours a day to meet the customer demand. So, this machine is a marvel of engineering. It filters incoming water to ensure purity and then freezes it into specific uniform cubes. So, the shape of the cube is not accidental. At McDonald's, the size is designed to have a high surface area, which allows it to chill the Coke or juice almost instantly without melting too quickly and diluting the flavor. So yeah, the crew member at the beverage station has a critical responsibility regarding ice. When a customer places an order at the counter or through through, the worker must ensure the correct amount of ice is added to the cup before the liquid is dispensed. This is part of their standard operating procedure. Too much ice can leave the customer feeling they have less value, while too little ice results in a drink that is not cold enough by the time the customer begins drinking. Finding the professional balance is key to ensuring every guest receives a world class products. Okay. Aside from that, of course, there should be hygiene. Hygiene is the top priority when handling ice. Because ice is technically a food product, it must be handled with extreme care. Crew members are trained to never touch the ice with their hands and to always use a dedicated sanitized ice scope. Furthermore, the ice bin must be cleaned and inspected regularly to prevent any buildup or contamination. And if the ice system fails or becomes unsanitary, it can stop the entire beverage line, which would be a major failure in our complete set of services. Okay? So, yeah, the ice station provides a great opportunity to practice precision vocabulary and customer preference scripts. You'll often hear customers make special requests such as easy ice or meaning very little or no ice. As a professional, you must listen for these modifiers and repeat them back to ensure that it's correct or it to ensure accuracy. So that's one large Coke with no ice. Is that correct? Something like that. So being able to manage these small details in a busy, lively environment is what separates a trainee from a master of service. Okay, so that is ice. Let's move on to ketchup. Now, ketchup, as defined here, is a sweet and tangy tomato sauce, perfect for dipping fries and burgers. So that is a ketchup. It is um in restaurants we manage the delivery of ketchup through two primary methods. The first is our self-service station, typically found in the dining area. Here, they use high capacity pump dispensers that allow customers to take exactly the amount they need into small paper cups. So this system is efficient and reduces waste while giving the customer total control over their eating ergonomics. So the second method involves the individual packet, which is the cornerstone of our takeaway and drive-through services. These packets are engineered to be durable and easy to open, ensuring the sauce stays fresh until the moment the customer is ready to use. So yeah, that is ketchup basically. No, the vocabulary of condiments provides a perfect opportunity to practice preference and quantity. You will learn to navigate requests like extra ketchup on the side or even no ketchup for customers who prefer their burgers plain. So being able to handle these requests quickly in a lively and busy environment is a key skill for any service professional. Accuracy here is vital. Forgetting the ketchup for a large order of fries can lead to a significant drop in customer satisfaction as the meal feels unfinished. Okay? So that is on ketchup. So to understand more about the role of the ketchup, we must look at how it interacts with our other core systems. Whether a customer is visiting the counter, they're using the drive-through or choosing to eat in The availability of this sauce is often the final detail that determines their satisfaction. Ketchup provides a necessary balance of acidity and sweetness that cuts through the saltiness of our French fries. So, this specific flavor profile is a glow. Sorry, it's not on. The mic was not on. I'm sorry. Let me repeat what I've said. So here, ketchup really it provides a great balance between sweetness and saltiness, and being saltiness, yes. So this specific flavor profile is a global standard. Our ketchup is formulated to have a consistent taste and a thick viscosity, ensuring that it clings to the food rather than running off. Okay, so again, that is ketchup. Next, we move on to McCafe. Now, McCafe, McDonald's coffee brand offering lattes, cappuccinos, hot chocolate, and more. So that is a McCafe. Now, here, while our standard beverage brand offering lattes, cappuccinos, hot chocolate, and more, while our standard beverage service is built for speed, McCafe is built for quality. It is built for aroma and the artistry of the perfect brew. Mock Coffee represents a vital shift in our restaurant's operations. It transforms the kitchen into a professional cafe environment, requiring specialized equipment like high pressure espresso machines and milk frothers. So, the crew member working the station is often a trained barista. Their role is to manage the complex variables of coffee production, the grind of the bean, the temperature of the water, and texture of the steamed milk. So, this is a highly technical task that ensures every latte and cappuccino meets our global gold standard for the flavor. So, the logistics of McCafe are centered on the premium experience. Unlike our standard soft drinks, McCafe items are often prepared to order. This means that while a customer might place their order at the counter or through the drive through, the preparation time is slightly longer to ensure the highest quality. So, for the learner, of course, this provides a great opportunity to practice any kind of script. Maybe you might say to a customer, your latte will be ready in just a moment, or would you like a small treat while you wait for your cappuccino? So, these professional phrases show that you value the customer's time and experience. Okay? So, of course, when it comes to the packaging of the Mac Cafe, it is also specialized because many of these drinks are hot. They are served in thick, insulated cups designed to protect the customer's hands while keeping the beverage at the ideal temperature for drinking. So, these cups feature sippy lids that allow the customer to enjoy the coffee slowly. And for our iced Mac Coffee options, we use what? We use um we use clear plastic cups that showcase the layers of the drink. So it could either be the dark espresso, the white milk, the swirl of caramel or chocolate syrup. This visual appeal is a key part of the McCafe brand promise. So yeah, it remains a lively part of the restaurant, especially during breakfast service. Especially looking at that because throughout the day in the after it becomes a destination for customers looking for a third space, a a place between home and work where they can sit, relax, and focus on eating a small pastry or enjoying a hot drink. The environment in the Mac Cafe section is often designed for of course um for comfiness. Okay, so it encourages if the guests are comfortable, it encourages them to stay a little longer. Okay, all right. So that is Mac Cafe. And then the last word or term for this evening or this session, we have the mac chicken, a crispy chicken patty with lettuce and mayonnaise on a toasted bun. So mac chicken, basically, we have it is. The primary element is the chicken patty, of course, which is specifically seasoned and breaded to achieve a consistent crunch in every bite. Okay, in every bite. So this crispness is then contrasted by the cool, fresh shredded lettuce and the creamy mayonnaise. So when a customer is eating in this sandwich, they're experiencing a carefully engineered sequence of so that is on mac chicken. Sorry. Anyway, maintaining a contrast in this one is a vital service. If the sandwich sits too long in the holding bin, the steam from the patty can make the lettuce wilt and the bun soggy, so it ruins the intended experience. Now, the logistics of preparing mock chicken are centered on speed and, of course, assembly line accuracy. In the kitchen, the initiator starts the process by placing the bun into a high speed toaster. Toasting the bun is not just for flavor, it creates a caramelized barrier that prevents the mayonnaise from soaking into the bread. So the assembler then applies a precise amount of mayonnaise and a specific weight of lettuce. So this consistency ensures that whether a customer orders at the counter or through the drive-through, their sandwich looks and tastes exactly like the global standard. So yeah, for an English learner, the Mac Chicken Station is really a great place to practice descriptor accuracy because here you aren't just making a sandwich, you are ensuring it is crispy, it is fresh, it is perfectly toasted. So you might handle a customer request for a plain mac chicken if you're a professional someday, which requires you to communicate clearly with the kitchen to remove the lettuce and mayonnaise while keeping the crispy patty and bun. Handling these modifications quickly in a lively and busy environment is a key skill for any service professional. Okay, so yes, the mac chicken is often paired with our most popular side dish, French fries, to create a complete set. So the salty golden potato sticks complement the savory seasoning of the chicken patty, while an ice cold beverage helps facilitate the act of drinking to refresh the palate between bites. So yeah, that is mac chicken. So yeah, that is on mac chicken, and that will be our last word for this session or this evening. I hope everybody has learned something. How many did we discuss? Let's try to see. Again, we started with drinking. Next, we have drive through and then eating, French fries, ice, ketchup, McCafe, and McChicken. Were there 9 words or terms in total? Let me count it again. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there were actually 9 words in total that we've discussed for this evening or for this session. Now, do you have any questions or announcements? So yeah, anyway, this is um this is for it for this evening session. Do we have any questions? Any questions that you would like me to address? I guess none. Well, that would be all for this evening. I hope everybody has learned something from my discussion. There were 9 terms in total. So far, we did 8 plus 9. We did 17 terms in total when it comes to McDonald's vocabulary. I hope the remaining 8 terms must be used properly. Okay? All right. Again, that is all for this evening. Goodbye and have a nice day ahead, everyone. Goodbye.